Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. Now, as you know, it is Catherine's birthday this coming weekend. She turns 40 on the 9th of January. I have already done my birthday reading for her, which I will be posting on Saturday evening. I'm going away, as some of you already know. I am going to be away this weekend, so I have already done that reading and another few readings just to keep you going while I'm away. But of course, the newspapers are all full of articles about Catherine as she hits the big 40, and they are all incredibly flattering, and you can tell that it is organic interest in the press, that the articles are not coming from Sunshine Sachs, they're not planted, they're not paid for, they're not PR, they're just natural, they're organic journalists doing their jobs and enjoying doing their jobs. And the latest article that has come out and that I'm going to be reading on today is one in the Sun newspaper, and it is written by Petronella Wyatt, and it says Meghan must hate how popular Kate has become, and she goes on to describe Meghan as the Wicked Witch of the West to Catherine's Glinda. And that amused me. It's a very funny article. It's really, she's having a lot of fun writing it, Petronella Wyatt, and it provoked an instant response from Omid Scobie. He said that the article was sexist, hateful and vile, and it was mudslinging at obviously Meghan Markle, although he didn't mention her by name. And he seemed particularly aggrieved at describing Catherine as a real English beauty. So I'm going to be doing a reading, a Celtic cross, using the Shadowland Tarot. The Shadowland Tarot, there it is. It's one of my shadow decks, because this is all shadow energy. This is projection. This is mirroring. This is what you haven't processed in yourself being put out into the world and coming back at you. And so I want to know how Meghan feels as Catherine approaches her 40th. She gets these glowing articles effortlessly in the press without her having to do anything except work jolly hard for the past 10 or 20 years, particularly the past 10 years as a working royal. She took a lot of flack in the beginning, in the early days. She was not universally popular. She was criticised, she was wasted Katie, all of that stuff, which we all well remember. Well, I certainly well remember it. I'm sure she does too. And so now it's quite interesting to see how the newspapers are responding to her, recognising the work that she's put in and how happy she makes Prince William. The gist of the article was that she really makes him happy. She really cares about his happiness. She herself is happy. She's fun, down to earth, kind, everything that the sister-in-law in Montecito is not. One dwells on the darkness, the misery, the wounds, the perceived wounds, the grievances, the grudges, the mudslinging, literally mudslinging. The other one seems to rise above it and focus on happiness and family and all the good things in life. So as I say, a lot of shadow stuff going on here, and I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross, as I said, using the Shadowland Tarot. It's a rather curious little deck, but I have grown to enjoy reading with it. The Tower is the card that keeps popping out in this reading, in this pre-shuffle, and well, not pre-shuffle, I have shuffled already. This is the shuffling for you to see that really I do shuffle the cards. And Celtic cross, and one of the questions I'm going to be asking is, was that response from Omid Scobie really actually written by Meghan Markle, and how she feels towards Catherine? Now, I've done readings on the two of them before, and it always is quite scary, the feeling that I get from the cards that allegedly Meghan Markle feels towards Catherine. And so we'll see how Meghan is feeling as this big weekend approaches, as Catherine turns 40. Meghan's own 40th was no thing of glory. She had to pay and work quite hard to get people to take even the slightest bit of notice of her 40th birthday, her alleged 40th birthday. So all very interesting to see how it is going on. And the underlying energy is the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and that is the card of not being able to defend yourself, the card of feeling beaten down, vulnerable, defenseless, exhausted. It's very interesting because it really could be the Wicked Witch of the West in this card with those shoes. Of course, the shoes are always peeping out from the house that landed on her, so on the witch. So there it is. There we have the witch, allegedly, and of course this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes and or just my opinion, and I'm having as much fun as I think Petronella Wyatt had. So there we have the underlying energy, the Seven of Wands in reverse. Meghan feeling vulnerable, exposed, and struggling to deal with this attention that Catherine is getting, this organic attention and praise. Heart of the matter situation is the Empress. And that is Catherine's energy, of course, as the mother, the natural mother who gave birth to her 3 children, who has grown, has thrived. She is naturally thriving. Meghan, of course, claimed only to be surviving. It wasn't good enough. She wanted to thrive, but there's someone who is thriving. And she's abundant. She is the mother. She is creative, she's generous, she's kind, everything she touches bears fruit. She really is tapped into all the good things, the environment, grounded, nurturing. It's a fantastic card, the Empress. It's really a lovely card. That is the heart of the matter. That is where Catherine is sitting and what Meghan sees. Meghan would like to be that, of course. Meghan isn't. Meghan's challenge is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, that she is feeling as if she has not succeeded in ensuring her own financial security, her own abundance. And I keep noticing shoes wherever I look. There are shoes again. And the Nine of Pentacles is the independent woman, the self-made woman, the woman who is able to indulge herself in her life's luxuries and feel quite satisfied and content with her lot. It's quite an Empress energy. It's a similar energy to the Empress. Of course, Empress is just major arcana. It's in the reverse, so Meghan is struggling. She's struggling to manifest. She's struggling to create. She's struggling to feather her nest. She is struggling. Bird there in this picture, a curious looking bird, but anyway, she's struggling. She's struggling to achieve her goals. She's struggling to achieve financial security. She's struggling to come across as abundant, as independent, as powerful, as strong, as all the things that the Nine of Pentacles represents when it's in the upright. So we have the 2 women there indicated very clearly in the 2 cards in the center of this reading. The Empress and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse couldn't be clearer from the Shadowland Tarot. So hidden energy here, and what I asked very specifically is how much of Omid Scobie is actually Meghan Markle, and particularly in his response. All of it. All of it, Ace of Swords. It's a big fat yes. Aces in the upright are yes cards, and there is the female hand clutching that quill, writing. She literally wrote, according to these cards, in my opinion, allegedly, let's throw all of those things over this reading. She wrote word for word Omid's response: sexist, hateful and vile, and mudslinging. She alleged that she claimed that the article was she in the guise of Omid Scobie, and she was particularly upset about the phrase real English beauty. Meghan, of course, fancies herself and has described herself in her CV in the past as a supermodel, and I might also start describing myself as a supermodel in that case. And everybody who knows me, who is watching this, is having a good chuckle right now. And hello to you out there who are guffawing. So the focus for Meghan Markle right now, and that is the Knight of Swords in reverse. She wants to do something mean and nasty, a swift response, because the Knight of Swords is high speed energy, zipping about with that sword, and it's quite an aggressive energy, always quite a chaotic energy. It can leave a trail of destruction behind it, and particularly when it's in the reverse, she wants to do some damage. fight back, do some hurt. Of course, the birthday weekend coming up, and everybody is waiting to see what response will come from Montecito or wherever Meghan might find herself now. Nobody is quite sure where she is. I have done a reading on that recently, and if you want to go and look at it. And Knight of Swords in reverse, brace yourselves, it's coming, and it's coming fast, whatever it is. We've already had the Omen Scobie tweets coming out and lashing out at this article. It obviously hurt deeply. There is going to be some hurt coming aimed Catherine's way, and you can count on it. The past energy that I particularly wanted to look at in this reading is Meghan's birthday. Meghan's 40th didn't go, I don't think, as well as planned. That 40 by 40 endeavour that she had didn't seem to take. Nobody was wearing the t-shirts that she had printed. Nobody was pushing it on social media. I think only Princess Eugenie was out there saying, yes, dear Meghan, I will be doing 40 minutes of help for some unemployed women. And it fell flat, and that Melissa McCarthy thing, of course, was horrific. It was terribly embarrassing to watch. I cringed my way through it. I have to force myself. I have a very low cringe threshold, and I have to force myself to watch these things because I just die 1,000 deaths as I watch them. So Meghan's birthday, 6 of Swords in the reverse, as being, of course, stuck in your troubles, marooned, becalmed, unable to sail away from difficulty and get yourself to where you want to go, and put distance between you and difficulty. She got stuck there. She got stuck on her 40th, and it almost has a, for some reason, when I'm looking at that weird sea serpenty creature, I'm almost seeing a 40 in it. Vivid imagination, overactive imagination, always. But 6 of Swords in the reverse, it was an unhappy experience for her. It was an awkward and embarrassing experience, and she can't move on from it because, of course, it's just like the Ellen interview. It's there. It's going to be in her CV along with the supermodel claim, 40 by 40 flop, and everything else that has flopped before and since. So what is coming up? What kind of pushback can we expect? What kind of response? 4 of Pentacles. Well, it's a greedy card. It's a blocked card. It's a look at me. I have all these things. I'm the abundant one. I'm the successful one. I'm the one that's accomplished things. And if you can play the piano, then, as I've said, I can play the ukulele with my feet. And it is no shade and no shame on anybody who plays the ukulele. I myself play the ukulele. And I won't be giving a performance here on this channel, but it's something I do really enjoy. I've learned a lot about music. I do play the piano, but I've learned a lot about music, other kinds of music, from learning the ukulele during lockdown. So hello to all of you fellow ukulele players. 4 of Pentacles, she's going to be trying to show that her life is very stable. She's very abundant. She's very successful. There is talk in one of their mouthpieces that they're going to be dropping some podcasts for Spotify, and 2 documentaries are coming out. So we've got that Invictus thing to look forward to, and a documentary about them and the Harkles and their charitable work. One has to wonder what charitable work precisely, showing up at the occasional baby-to-baby thing, flying in on private jets, just sitting there for 10 minutes, just enough to be photographed, and home they went. So if that manages to make a Netflix series, then, well, I be cancelling my subscription again. So that's the 4 of Pentacles. That's what she's going to be focused on, what she's going to be trying to accomplish. And how does she feel towards Catherine right now? And this is always a scary card for me, because sometimes the energy is so frightening. How does she feel about it? Well, it's not frightening energy, and this and the dog is agreeing with me always. It's that Catherine seems to have it all at the moment. She has the family, she has the castle, she has the prince who's going to be the heir to the throne, who is the heir to the throne, has everything celebratory, everything is going her way. She's very successful, she's very stable, she's being fated. It's the celebration card, the Four of Wands. It's the happy marriage card, the happy home card. Catherine has got everything that Meghan Markle would like to have, pretends to have, but really doesn't have. So it's not hate so much, it's almost yearning for what Catherine has. Meghan's going to try her best to convince us all that she has it there with the Four of Pentacles, but Catherine is the one who really has it, who did the hard work to get it. Meghan, I don't think, quite understands how you get to be happy in life. It's not something that just happens, something that you actually have to work at. Not always, but it is something. And so what pressure is Meghan under? Seven of Swords in the reverse. Seven of Swords is that nasty card of running away. You've done some nasty thing and off you go to steal the swords, run away, ghosting, fleeing. It's the coward card, the liar, the cheat, the thief card. It's a horrible card. It's in reverse. So Meghan's pressure is that all her lies, her alleged lies, although some of them aren't alleged, some are proven, her lies, her ghosting, all of that stuff, all that bad behavior, that toxic behavior, that cowardly behavior, negative behavior is coming back to haunt her. And if you can hear snoring, as usual, it's Tess snoring while I do this reading. But it's coming back to haunt her. She's being exposed all over the place at the moment. And she thought that she could behave in a tricky way and nobody would notice, sweep it under the carpet. Might work when you're plain Meghan Markle, but not so much when you're the Duchess of Sussex and the whole world is watching your every move. And so her hopes and fears, of course, from Meghan's point of view, this reading, her hopes and fears, the devil in reverse. And Old Scratch has come out a few times in readings in the last few days. Old Scratch in reverse, there is the devil. The devil has set fire to the buildings behind. I love this depiction of the devil. It's caused absolute chaos. It's everything negative. It's lies, it's cheating, it's deception, it's toxic behavior, it's codependency, it's addictions, it's temper, it's rage and tantrums. So she wants to put that kind of toxic energy behind her. She's hoping she can put that toxic energy behind her. Excuse me. I think her toxic reputation she would like to put behind her. I think she's fearful that it's going to stick and that it's too far gone now. Excuse me as I lose my voice completely in this reading. I'm almost done. So I'll croak my way to the end of it. The 10th card of the reading, and that is the outcome for Meghan. And the outcome is the Six of Pentacles. She's going to focus, and I've seen this before, she's going to focus herself on doing charitable works on her charitable foundation, which got the vast amount of $50,000, I think, dollars in the first year of operation. That was all it managed to attract from donors. But she's going to be focused on being that being of light, that angel, coming to help the downtrodden, the less fortunate. Maybe instead of 10 minutes, she'll be spending 15 minutes flying in and shoving food parcels through people's windows. But she is really going to be trying very hard to balance the scales, to even the score, and to prove that she too is wonderful, she too is generous and kind, and everybody loves her and adores her, and all her charitable endeavours are going to be just as successful as Catherine's. And good luck with that, Meghan. But that is the energy that's coming through right now in the build-up to this big weekend. And I'm sure the Cambridges are dreading what is going to be coming from Montecito, what a bomb is going to be lobbed over the ocean and land in their courtyard. But whatever is coming, it's going to be swift and it's going to be deadly. Well, it's going to want to be deadly. I don't think it is going to be deadly in a metaphoric sense. I don't mean literally at all. But yes, their intention is there. Allegedly, of course, tarot reading. And hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next one.